Hey guys, just hopping on here for a few minutes, depending on how long this goes. I'm just going to be covering mental illnesses and entrepreneurship. I know a lot of people do have illnesses of the head, brain, whatever you want to call it. I personally struggle with bipolar 2, anxiety, not real bad, and really bad. I mean, obviously, depression is part of the bipolar, but there's not really anything online that covers mental illnesses and entrepreneurship, and it kind of sucks because people who are on their down days or weeks, like I think April and May, I was very depressed. I had my highs, but they only lasted, I would say, not even 12 hours total. But there was nothing online on how to help me or how to somehow still deal with that while running my business. I have read a few articles off of Google where it touches on it, but I mean, of course, everyone has their own. But I've never seen a YouTube video on it. It's very difficult on trying to find a YouTube video. I do run my own makeup business. I cover makeup all the way to skincare and everything. By the way, guys, it's not a sunburn. I'm normally like this red. There are quite a few people who are entrepreneurs and who have bipolar disorder. One right off the top of my head I know of is the founder of CNN, not CEN, CNN, Ted Turner. I will be looking into how he made it that big, CNN as big as he got it, and while dealing with his bipolar. And however, of course, like I said, each path is different. I have a sleeping puppy in my arms, sorry guys. Each path is different. I mean, you'll have to figure out yourself on how to get yourselves to do that, I know your business won't be prime during that downtime, but to at least do something. Because like I said, I had 2 months where I did nothing. And of course, you reap what you sow, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I am reaping what I sowed, and that's what I have to deal with. But I do want others who don't know how to deal with it, maybe help them out. I mean, of course, entrepreneurship itself, it's very difficult, with or without the mental illness aspect. I have notes down here, sorry guys. I mean, that's just how life works. I mean, either you're dealing with one or you're not, but by itself, entrepreneurship is still pretty difficult. So how do you balance? I get that question all the time, to be honest, especially from friends and family. I get that. How do you balance your business plus dealing with it? All honesty, you just do it. It's like asking a mom of 2 or 3 while working a full-time job. How do you do it? You just do it. It's a lot to swallow, definitely. I would just say figure out the times that you're more receptive and work on those times. Like, I work best between 9 and 10 a.m. That's usually my peak time where I'm very manic, and so I will work between those times. Of course, I mean, I can't, it's not like 9 to 10 every day. It is day to day, hour to hour, basically. It's difficult, but it can be done. Definitely. You do figure out what works for you along the way. I mean, you try one thing, it won't work, or you can't do it, and that's fine. Don't do it. But find something that works. Like, me, something that works. I will sit there I love sitting on the floor. I will sit on the floor with my coffee table. My husband's playing his video games. And then I have my 2 dogs. I have Pudge and Kiwi. We just got her. They usually keep me up, but since I'm doing non-medication right now, I snap quite a bit. Not like a horrible, super angry snap. Yes, I do that, but it's not always anger. Like, I'll just snap and just be numb. But I do it at my own pace, guys. Eventually, here pretty soon, I will be medicated 24/7. But until then, when I'm manic, I do it. When I'm depressive, I'll still do it, but very rarely. And it works. Obstacles, can't even get up out of bed, don't even want to talk to anyone. My phone, because my business is based off social networking, and I'm already an introvert as it is. It's hard for me to introduce myself even when I'm manic, but you still overcome those obstacles one way or another. You will. Or, I mean, it just, depending on what you're doing, find something that works for you. A lot of people ask, how do I do it while during my depressive moods? I mean, of course, you just do it, but you're going to get derailed quite a bit during that time. And that's okay. Perfectly okay. But the point of that, the time is going to pass anyway. They're going to keep chugging along, and either you're going to end up doing it or you're not going to touch it at all, depending on how long that lasts. there are ways to set yourself up for success. As far as anything about self-care, don't be so hard on yourself. And I fail at that so many times. I am my worst critic, especially when I'm down. And that's okay, but write it on your bathroom mirror. Luckily for me, my bathroom, my bathroom sink is in my bedroom. Is an old 70s house. That's just how they did it, and they kept the toilet and the shower in the other, like with the door. But I wake up every day. I have my sticky note on my mirror that says, "Be easy." I do that to remind myself, especially now that I have a puppy and a 2-year-old dog who's thrown out my shoulder twice. I tell him, be easy with her all the time because she's so little and fragile. And yeah, she's a spitfire, but he is so strong and overbearing. So I have to keep that in mind as well, because part of you is very strong and overwhelming, and you just have to remind yourself, be easy, because that part of you that's not, it's really gonna hurt if you're not careful with yourself. Definitely use kind words. You do daily affirmations. Those I ams are amazing. Like, I am strong. I am beautiful. I am great. I am me, with everything included. Don't try to fit yourself into someone else's practices. Or what makes a successful entrepreneur blog. Don't try to make yourself fit into that, because you're different. Everybody's different. Everyone brings something different to the table. And what you may bring to the table may be completely different than what the person who wrote that blog, that steps become a successful entrepreneur. You may bring something else, and that's perfectly okay. Like I said, everything, as long as you get from A to B, it doesn't matter what happens. Like 2 plus 2 equals 4. Well, 3 plus 1 also equals 4. Definitely, you will get frustrated. Perhaps very easily, perhaps it may take a minute. But the fact that you come to the conclusions, I'm not trying hard enough. I'm not doing this right. I'm just not cut out for this. It's not true. None of it's true. You just have to let it ride and do your best. Because you can do anything you want, even with a mental illness. And a lot of people don't get that, because I really just don't know. You just need to build your own roadmaps, and then definitely journal every day. I am not kidding you. The best book I can recommend for anyone, even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're just looking to document anything as far as your progress, get The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod. That will help. He talks about journaling so much. And keep those journals and then look back on them and see where you've succeeded. And then you can just see where you were at mentally just by reading past logs that you've journaled. And it doesn't take 2 hours to journal. It can be like a quick 5-10 minutes scribble down into a spiral notebook or a grocery shopping list pad that magnetizes to the refrigerator. But just go for it. Even if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, just go for it. You'll never know if you don't try. Definitely talk to anyone that you trust about your feelings. Your psychiatrist, your psychologist, your best friend, your mom, dad, whoever, your best friend, whoever. Experiment. That is my best, I wouldn't say opinion, but definitely experiment with different ways on how to cope with it. And don't let obstacles become excuses. Always just try to find a way to commit to always finding a path to just find a path to your next goal while you're down. But don't let your excuses overcome your obstacles. I hope that makes sense. If not, you can always let me know, message me, be like, girl, I really don't know what you mean by that. Can you elaborate? And I can elaborate more. I am just going to cut this short because it is almost 20 minutes and I'm sorry. But I just wanted to touch base, let you guys know how I deal with it. I'll also post a couple links to the articles that I've read that talk about personally about bipolar and entrepreneurship. But if you have any questions or even any suggestions for me that I will try, and then I will document and I will respond back on how they've worked for me. But I'm gonna get off here. I gotta go lay a little one down. Bye, guys.